Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here for another production guide. This is going to be one on the Butter Co. factory. Basically, it's a glorified butter factory, and there are some advantages to it, but we'll get into that. We're going to cover how to use it, and then we're also going to cover the profitability of it, so we're going to find out if it's actually worth using. This is a mod by Curato Farms. It's 11.50 megabytes to download for all platforms, and there's a link down below in the description if you'd like to download it, or if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, obviously you got to go into the mod store, but yeah. So, let's go ahead and place it down. We're going to go into build mode. Under factories, if you go down to the very bottom where your modded factories kind of show up, we have the Butter Factory Co. Only $70,000 to place. I have a regular dairy over there. There's a reason for that. But I'm just going to place this down right here. And actually, one thing I need to turn back on really quick. Let's turn these guys back on. Okay, so here it is, Butter Factory. It's a little bit big, but it's quite nice. If we come over here, we can activate it here to get into the factory and take a look at the recipes if we want, which we're going to look at that later. To put your materials in your inputs, you're going to put them right here. And this is where your outputs are going to spawn. So it's obviously, it only makes butter. Butter is the only output. There's just different ways to make butter and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get some inputs in here. I just have some milk here, which is one of the inputs. So for a liquid like this, all you're going to do is pull around. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of space back here to work. I'm going to pull around over here, and then there we go. I'm just going to dump some milk in real quick. And honestly, that's probably good. It's not going to matter a whole lot. Or, you know what? Actually, I'll just let it keep dumping that, and then we'll get out of the vehicle here. And the only reason I'm using the electric one, because some people ask me, it's because it's very quiet. It's easier to make videos. I have super strength activated, so I'm going to move these guys into there using super strength. You'll have to use pallet forks or liftable pallets or some other mod or something like that. This is only just for the purpose of making my life easy. So I just have some goat's milk here, which you're just going to put your pallets in the same place on the back side here. Just like that, you can see that pallet is gone. I'm going to grab some canola oil, which is one of the inputs as well, and put it in there too. I'm just going to put all these in here. I don't know why I spawned this many pallets. But basically the concept behind this factory in general is to have different recipes available for you to make butter and make butter a little bit more efficiently. So let me just push all these guys back here. Should be able to just get them over the point. There we go. Get one more pallet in there, and we'll see all that stuff in there in a second. Let's just get this guy out of the way. Doesn't matter a whole lot. But yes, okay, so we've got some inputs in it. We know how the outputs are going to go in, and I'll show you guys the output here in a second. We'll get something out of it here. So if we go back in here, we have several recipes. So we have butter from buffalo milk, which is 2 liters of buffalo milk to 45 liters of buffalo, or butter, not buffalo, good lord. We're not making buffaloes, we're making butter. 120 cycles per month. And then we have this one here, which is buffalo milk and canola oil to make 13 butter, 240 times a month. Then we have 1 canola oil and goat milk to make 13 butter, 720 times a month. 10 canola oil and 5 milk to make 13 butter. 2 goat milk to 10 butter. 10 milk to 13 butter. And then 10 sunflower oil and 5 olive oil to 13 butter. So you can make a dairy-free butter basically as well. So, yeah, there you go. Now, the reason the dairy's in here is because you can make butter originally from buffalo milk to butter. You have that one, goat milk to butter, and milk to butter. So here's one thing I want to show you. 3 buffalo milk to 45 butter for the dairy, 52.8 times a month. If we go up here, 2 buffalo milk to 45 butter, so it takes less butter and does it more efficiently. If we go take a look at the goat milk, 744, 3 to 10. If we go in here to the goat milk, 744, so that's the same, so we're making the same amount of butter, but we use less goat milk, which is nice. The regular dairy for milk, 15 to 13 at 480. We go here 10 to 13, so we save some there, but it's also at 480. So the buffalo milk one is probably the most OP in here and is pretty squared away. But anyway, you can see all the capacities over here, how full they are, what inputs we have. You can turn these guys on or off. I haven't actually tested it, to be fair, and I should have done this. We will test it, actually. We can test it together here in a second. I haven't tested to see if this is a divided production or not. So I haven't tested that, but what we're going to do, if you want to, you can change the output mode. It's going to work the same as your productions. This isn't a guide to how to use production. It's a guide to how to use this one specifically. So I'm not going to go into too much details on this. Storing is what you want for all these. Down here, you can change the output mode to selling or distributing, and notice it changes all of them because you're only making butter. You have one output, so just be aware of that. But yes, we're going to change that back to storing there because it's going to spawn pallets. So that's kind of what we got going on. I'm going to change our, before we do anything here, I'm going to change our time to just noon. So we're on an even hour here. I'm going to slow that way down. What we are going to do as well, I think we need to put some more stuff in here. Let's go ahead and get some more. I'm just going to do pallets of goat milk because that'll be the easiest because I can just spawn pallets of that back here. Where's our goat milk at? So that's the bottled stuff. It should be back here, actually. Let's see. Goat milk, goat milk. There it is. If you want, just put some of these guys in here to get it a little bit full of some goat milk. That should be plenty. What we're going to do now to kind of test to see if it's divided or not, and by divided, I mean, can you run all of these at the same time and have them all at full speed, or does it divide them out by however many are running? So we're going to activate this one. And we're also going to activate, or not the buffalo milk, we don't have any buffalo milk, deactivate. We're going to activate the goat milk, and we're going to activate the buttermilk here. So theoretically, in an hour, so 480 here, that's how many cycles here. So 480 divided by 12, it should do 40 cycles an hour. So it should make 40 times 13 butter. So it should make 520 butter there. This one, so we have 520 butter, plus this one then should make 744 divided by 12 is 62 times 10, so 620. So we should have a pallet of butter plus an extra 140 liters inside here at the end of the hour after these guys are done running. So now we're just going to fast forward time. We'll get it past an hour. It should spawn a pallet of butter back here at an hour. We're going to see if it's divided or not. If it's undivided, it'll spawn a pallet. If it is divided, like I think it is, let's see how much butter do we have. We have 297 liters of butter. So these guys are definitely divided between each other. So yeah, there it is, a divided production. And there we go. We've answered that question. So the more of these you have running, it divides it out a little bit differently. So basically what that means, I know it's kind of hard to explain divided versus undivided here. A divided production, which this one is, means if I have two of these running, instead of doing 744 cycles per month, it's only going to do half of that. And so is the other one. Instead of doing 480, it's only going to do half of it. Now, if I turn this off and I'm only running one, it'll be at full speed, which is 744. But if I activate this, it divides them both by 2. If I activate this one, it divides the 3 that are running by 3, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of how it's going to work. We can keep fast forwarding time here until it spawns a pallet. So it eventually will spawn a pallet here. And then we're going to talk about kind of the profitability of it. So that's kind of the key thing here. Now, obviously, making goat milk butter, buffalo milk butter, and milk butter is more efficient here, so obviously it's going to be more profitable than regular butter. Those ones are kind of givens, but it has some other recipes in there as well. And I'm kind of confused by some of them, because this one, for example, actually, let's look at the buffalo milk ones. They're pretty clear. 3 buffalo milk to 13 butter. Well, this one's 2 buffalo milk to 45 butter, and this one I now have to also provide canola oil, so it just doesn't really make sense. But there we go. There's a pallet of butter that spawned here. So some of those different recipes don't really make sense to me. But let's go ahead and hop out of here. Let's take a look at the production sheet I have, which is linked down below in the description for you guys. So you can see here, I did add a monthly cost over here. So this is the cost per month in this guy. Now, actually, the one advantage, too, I want to check here. I know you're looking at a slightly zoomed-in version. This guy's $70,000 to buy. The regular dairy is $210,000. So that is another advantage to this as well, as it's cheaper to buy than the regular dairy. So that's another big advantage. But yeah, we have several recipes. I put some lines in between them to help kind of divide them out. But when it comes to making profit per cycle, also I should note includes the fact that this is the cost to run this thing monthly. So for buffalo milk, that's great. Making buffalo milk butter, $76 a month profit. That's great. If we go down here to the goat milk butter, $9.88 profit per cycle. That's great. And regular milk, $13.56. So buffalo milk's obviously the best on here. These ones, but you're still making profit on these ones. On the oils, you're losing money on every single one of these. And the way this is kind of calculated is we're looking at the input costs here. So these input costs are calculating, for example, for this one with buffalo milk and canola oil, instead of taking these ingredients and putting them into this factory, if you sold them separately on their own, you would make this much money. So by putting them through this factory to make butter, you're actually losing money. Now, theoretically speaking, if you then took that butter and you made it into cake or something else, you might be able to recoup some of that loss. But to me, it just doesn't seem worth it. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. And actually, let me go over here to production other, and that's put on here. If this is a divided one, this is the Butter Co. factory. and it is a divided production. So we'll just mark that on there. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully this was useful. I think that this is a really good mod if you're making butter out of milk. That's, I think, the only real use for it. If you're making butter out of those other things, I think you're wasting your time and money. But there you guys go. Especially with those oils, you have to produce oils at a separate factory anyways. So anyhow, that's what I got for you. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.